Yeah, hi, and welcome to my Windows 365 features deep dive session. This is actually my first session in our Windows 365 community, and I've really looked forward to presenting some of the new cool features to you, even though Morten and Dominic stole a few of my original topics. Nah, that's all right, mates, because I've prepared some other cool topics for you instead. And my mission with this session is to inspire you to explore the many new features of Windows 365. So, who am I? My name is Sune, and I'm based in Denmark with my lovely wife and our two sons. I work as a consultant at a small company called Minecore. I have over 19 years of experience in the IT industry and spent at least a decade specializing in client management via Microsoft Configuration Manager and Intune. My work areas are cloud transitioning, client management, Windows 365, and pretty much everything else within Microsoft Intune. I also do some work in Azure, Azure Virtual Desktop, Log Analytics, and of course, Azure Active Directory. Damn it, I did it again. I mean Microsoft Entra ID, right? Like Morten and Dominic, I'm a Windows 365 MVP and an official contributor in the modern endpoint management community on LinkedIn and in the Windows 365 community. The agenda for this session is that I will start with the concept of Windows 365 switch. Next, we will dive into the concept of point-in-time restore and Cloud PC reset. I will show you how to share Cloud PC restore points to an Azure Storage account. Next, I will show you how to move Cloud PCs to another region. I will finish this session by showing you how to protect sensitive information on our Cloud PCs. And hopefully you'll leave this session today with some knowledge about the many new features of Windows 365 and how it might benefit your business. Questions. I love questions. And normally I would like you to ask questions along the way. But since we are on a very tight schedule for this session, let's save the questions until the end of my session. However, you're welcome to ask questions in the chat, where Morten and Ola and Dominic will do their best to answer them or follow up on them during the Q&A. Demo time. I love this picture. It makes me laugh. Okay, so sorry. This session will contain many demos because I like to demo stuff rather than talk you through a PowerPoint slide help. Yeah, sorry, Dominic. I couldn't help myself. No, you did awesome, Dominic. Out of respect of the limited time we have available for this session, the demos have been pre-recorded because many of the operational tasks that I will perform take time to complete. Let's get started. The concept of Windows 365 switch. Windows 365 Switch allows users to easily move between the local desktop and one of the cloud PCs from within Windows 11 via the task view. Though there are some prerequisites and requirements to be aware of. First of all, it must be a Windows 11 based device. The physical device and the cloud PC must be on the latest version of Windows 11. We must install the latest version of the Windows 365 app. And of course, we need Windows 365 Cloud PC licenses. As you will see in my demo in just a moment, there's not much to it configuration-wise. But in these times when businesses want to do more with less, I can really see this as an ideal solution for bring your own device scenario, when you connect from your personal owned Windows device to a secure corporate owned Cloud PC. In my first demo, I will go through the configuration of Windows 365 Switch and show you the end user login experience. So the first thing we need to do is to verify that the device is on the latest version of Windows 11. Next, we'll go to the Microsoft Store and install the latest version of the Windows 365 app. This can, of course, also be delivered from Intune. Once installed, we wait, and we wait, and we wait some more. It took approximately 6 hours before the switch functionality became available on my device. After a few hours, we can go ahead and run the Windows 365 app. We'll go quickly through the first run experience. Let's verify that the version meets the minimum requirements. I've seen a couple of times that the Cloud PC does not show in the task view, but we can click on the ellipses, the 3 dots, and manually add it. Just like that. Now let's connect to my Windows 365 Cloud PC. As you can see in just a moment, it looks very similar to the Windows 365 boot login experience that Dominic just demonstrated in his session. We can now easily move between our local desktop and the Windows 365 Cloud PC. If we disconnect, we will return to the local desktop. Next up is point-in-time restore and Windows 365 Cloud PC reset. Point-in-time restore lets an IT admin and users, if allowed, restore Windows 365 Cloud PCs to the exact state it was at an earlier point in time. There are 3 different ways to set restore points: short-term, long-term, and on-demand. Let me explain. Short-term restore points are configurable, and you can set the frequency of the restore point to either every 4, 6, 12, 16, and 24 hours. By default, each Cloud PC in the assigned group will have 10 short-term restore points saved at the frequency you define in the user settings from the Windows 365 page in Microsoft Intune. For example, if you chose a 24 hours frequency, each assigned Cloud PC has 1 restore point per day, and you can go 10 days back in time. In addition to the configurable short-term restore points, we also have 4 non-configurable long-term restore points. These long-term restore points are saved every 7 days. Lastly, we have the on-demand manual restore point option that lets IT admins create a restore point whenever they want for a single Cloud PC or multiple Cloud PCs using the remote actions available in Microsoft Intune. However, each Cloud PC can have only 1 manual restore point at a time. Do restore point expire? Yes, or sort of. For short and long-term restore points, as time passes and new restore points is added, the oldest restore point is overridden. On-demand manual restore points expires after approximately 28 days, unless you create another manual restore point which will override the existing restore point, because as mentioned earlier, each Cloud PC can have only 1 manual restore point at a time. What risks does a point-in-time restore for Windows 365 Cloud PC pose? Well, basically the same risk as any physical Windows PC when performing a full disk restore. For example, all changes you made to the Cloud PC between the saved restore point and when the restore is started will be lost. This includes all personal files, installed application downloads, and other changes. However, external personal data stored in cloud services like OneDrive won't be lost. Now, let's imagine that the point-in-time restore cannot save the day, or that the user wants a clean Cloud PC, then we have the option to reset Cloud PCs. Resetting, or also called reprovisioning, Windows 365 Cloud PCs can be performed by IT admins or the users themselves if they are allowed to do so. IT admins can allow users to reprovision their own Cloud PCs via the user settings policy from the Windows 365 page in Microsoft Intune. However, there are a few things to be aware of before resetting Cloud PCs. Resetting a Cloud PC will wipe and reprovision the Cloud PC, meaning reinstalling Windows. Your personal files, installed application, and downloads will be lost. However, external personal data stored in cloud service like OneDrive won't be lost. All changes you made to the Cloud PC settings will be lost. Sorry. In my next demo, I will go through the point-in-time restore feature and show you how to reprovision a Windows 365 Cloud PC. We'll start by creating an Azure AD group for our users whom we want to allow to initiate a restore and a reset of the Cloud PC. Then we will select devices and Windows 365 under provisioning to create a user settings policy. We will give the policy a name and allow the user to initiate a restore and a reset of the Cloud PC. As mentioned earlier, this is also where we can change the frequency of the point-in-time restore service. Let's select 24 hours. Next, we will select my group to be assigned to this policy. There we have it. Select, next. Review that everything is correct and click Create. I will cancel this because I will show you my current policy. The only difference here is that my current policy also makes the user a local admin of the Cloud PC. Let's create a manual restore point on my Cloud PC. To do that, we'll select devices and Windows on the by platform. I'll select my Cloud PC from the device overview. I'll scroll down and select restore points. And then I will click create restore point and choose yes. Be aware that it may take up to an hour to complete. Now we can also do this for multiple Cloud PCs via remote actions. To do that, we will go back to the device overview. And from here, we will select bulk device actions. Select Windows as the OS, Cloud PC as the device type, and choose Create Cloud PC Manual Restore Point on the device action. Select the Cloud PCs where you want to create the manual restore point. Click Select Next. Review that everything is correct and click Create. I will cancel this since we have already created a manual restore point on my Cloud PC. A few moments later. I've now switched over to my test device, where I will verify that I can initiate a restore of my Cloud PC from the Windows 365 app by clicking on the ellipses, the three dots. Before we do so, let's change something on my Cloud PC. We could install Adobe Reader and change my original settings. While Adobe Reader is installing or downloading and installing, we can go in and do some changes to my original settings on this Cloud PC. Let's remove my preferred language, Danish, and let's make Ola happy and change the country to Sweden. And there we have Sweden. Awesome. Let's go back and see if the Adobe Reader is speeded up this process. It took some time to complete. 3, 2, 1, done, or almost. Yeah, done. Nice. Now let's disconnect and restore my Cloud PC from the Windows 365 app. We will perform the restore by clicking on the ellipses, once again, the 3 dots, and choosing restore. Select yes, I want to restore this Cloud PC, then choose the manual restore point and click restore. In my lab, it took approximately 15 minutes to restore my Cloud PC. You will see this message while the Cloud PC is being restored. Let me show you how to monitor the restore status from within Microsoft Intune. Okay, we are back in Microsoft Intune, and we will now select devices and Windows 365 under provisioning, and choose the All Cloud PCs tab. The restoration is complete when the status changed to provisioned. Just like with the creation of manual restore points, we can also use remote actions to restore multiple Cloud PCs. To do that, we will go back to the device overview and select bulk device actions. From here, we will select Windows as the OS type, or OS again. Cloud PC as the device type, and choose restore on the device action. Specify a date and time, and select a restore point time range. Select the Cloud PCs you want to restore. Review that everything is correct and click Create. I will cancel this since we've already started the restoration of my Cloud PC. Now let's switch back to my test device, connect to my Cloud PC, and verify that our changes are gone. The first thing we will notice is that the Cloud PC has been restored. Let's verify that the Adobe Reader and our original changes are gone. Let's see if the Adobe Reader is still among our installed applications. Well, it seems to be gone. That's perfect. Now let's check my regional settings. Well, it did revert my region back to Denmark, but it did not restore my language preferences. Why is that? Well, that's because the language preferences in my lab are synchronized by enterprise state roaming. So you'll have to manually add them back. Let's disconnect to prepare for my next demo. Next, we'll look at how to reset our Cloud PCs. And while still on my test device, let's verify that I can initiate a reset of my Cloud PC from the Windows 365 app, which I configured in the user settings policy earlier. But this time, I will not initiate the action from the Windows 365 app. So let's jump back to Microsoft Intune. First, we'll select devices and Windows under by platform. And then I will select my Cloud PC from the device overview. From the overview of this Cloud PC, we will select Reprovision and choose Yes. Be aware that this action will wipe and reprovision my Cloud PC. which usually take approximately 30 minutes to complete. Just like with the manual restore point creation, the Cloud PC restoration, we can also use remote actions to reset multiple Cloud PCs. Select Windows as OS, Cloud PC as the device type, and choose Reprovision under device action. Select the Cloud PCs you want to reset. And review that everything is correct and click Create. I'll cancel this since we've already initiated a reset of my Cloud PC. IT admins can monitor the reprovisioning of Cloud PCs from the All Cloud PC tab on the Windows 365 page. The reprovisioning is complete when the status changes to provisioned. Share Cloud PC restore points to an Azure Storage account. Did you know that IT admins can share Cloud PC restore points to an Azure Storage account to have a historical view of a Cloud PC for eDiscovery? Other use cases could be to make a copy of the Cloud PC, doing an offboarding process, or create a VHD file that can be mounted to a physical device. Before I dive into my next demo, I would like to highlight that the Cloud PC on-demand restore point feature we touched on earlier in this session, and the ability to share Cloud PC restore points to an Azure Storage account became generally available in the service release 23.05. In my next demo, I will create an Azure Storage account for Windows 365 Cloud PC restore points and show you how these restore points can be shared to a Azure Storage account. We'll start by creating an Azure Storage account for my Windows 365 Cloud PC restore points. So from the Azure portal, we'll select Storage Accounts to create a new storage account. Before I continue, I want to highlight that I will follow the configuration described by Microsoft. You can, of course, adapt and configure this per your needs. With that said, select Subscription and a resource group. Define a unique storage account name and select a region. Select Premium and Page blobs. Select Locally Redundant Storage under Redundancy. Ensure that the minimum TLS version is set to version 1.2 and network access is set to enable public access from all networks. Then click Review and Create. We will finish by assigning Windows 365 as storage account contributor under access control on the newly created storage account. Apparently, it now also needs to be I think it was a storage blob data account contributor something. Yeah, it was announced yesterday. So we will choose Add Role Assignment. Search and select Storage Account Contributor role. Select Members and search for Windows 365. Then click Next and Review and Assign. Let's verify that Windows 365 has been assigned the storage account contributor role. Next, we'll go to Microsoft Intune to take a look at how to share restore points to our Azure Storage account. To share restore points to an Azure Storage account, we will select Devices and Windows under by platform. I'll select my Cloud PC from the device overview. I will scroll down and select Restore Points. Click on the ellipsis next to the restore point and choose Share. Select the subscription and our Azure Storage account and click Share. Now we can also do this for multiple Cloud PCs via remote actions. To do that, we will go back to the device overview and select bulk device actions. Once again, select Windows as OS, Cloud PC as the device type, and choose Share Cloud PC Restore Point to Storage under the device action. Specify a date. Select a restore point time range, the subscription, and the storage account. Sorry. Select the Cloud PC whose restore point you want to save to an Azure Storage account. Click Next. Review that everything is correct and click Create. Let's go back to our Azure Storage account to verify that we have successfully stored our restore points. Okay, we are back in the Azure portal, and we will now select storage accounts. Select the storage account we named Windows 365 Cloud PC Restore Points Demo, and select Containers. As expected, we can verify that 4 folders with one VHD file in each folder were created. Now, let me show you something pretty cool here that we can do with these VHD files. But first, we'll have to download one of them, which can take a couple of minutes to complete. They are, my restore points here are 128 gigs. Okay, the file has been downloaded and moved to my folder containing other virtual hard disks. And what I want to show you is that we can actually take this Cloud PC restore point and attach it to a virtual machine in my Hyper-V manager and boot to it from my physical device. But first, we must convert the VHD file to VHDX format for this to work. Let's use PowerShell to convert the VHD file to a VHDX file. I speeded up this process because that took quite some time to complete. Open Hyper-V Manager to create a new virtual machine. Let's give it a name. I will just call it by its Cloud PC name. Select Generation 2. Leave the amount of memory as is. Select a connection. And select Use an existing virtual hard disk. And choose our Cloud PC restore point VHDX file. Click Next and review the summary page before clicking Finish. Right-click on the new virtual machine and choose Connect. And let's start it to see what happens. This will just take a couple of seconds. Well, there we have the logon screen. So far, so good. Let's sign into it and verify that it is actually my Cloud PC and not something that I just made up to impress you guys. One eternity later. And we can finally verify that my Cloud PC is running locally as a virtual machine on my physical device. That's pretty cool, huh? Let's move on. And speaking of move Cloud PCs to another region. IT admins can move existing Cloud PCs from the current Azure region to a new one by modifying a provisioning policy from within Microsoft Intune. There are a few things that I would like to highlight before moving Cloud PCs to another region. Until recently, we had to reprovision existing Cloud PCs if we changed the region of the Microsoft hosted network or the Azure network connection in our provisioning policies. Only new Cloud PCs would honor these changes. But with the Service Release 2305, it is now possible to move Cloud PCs to another region without performing a reprovisioning of the Cloud PC. And yes, you can change the network type from Microsoft hosted network to an Azure network connection or vice versa. Moving Cloud PCs to another region involves a shutdown, which may take several hours. For this reason, it is recommended to perform the move of Cloud PCs outside working hours to ensure minimal user impact. In my next demo, I will show you how to move Cloud PCs to another region without performing a reprovisioning of the Cloud PCs. So first we will select Device and Windows 365 under Provisioning to change the region in one of my current provisioning policies. The overview page shows that my current region is set to Sweden Central, and I would like to change that to West Europe for all my Cloud PCs. Sorry, Ola, nothing personal. Click Edit, and we will not change the name of this policy since we're still in the European Union, but I will change the region to West Europe from the region drop-down menu. Review that everything is correct and click Update. But be aware that this will not apply the changes to existing Cloud PCs. So to apply these changes to existing Cloud PCs, you will have to click on the button called Apply Region Changes to Existing Cloud PCs. What happens next in the backend involves backing up the Cloud PCs before moving them to a new region. This backup, which may take some time, can begin even though the user is still signed in and active. After completing the backup, the Cloud PC is shut down and moved to the new region, which may take several hours. The Cloud PC is inaccessible during the move, and the end user will see this message during the move of the Cloud PC. IT admins can monitor the move status from the All Cloud PC tab in or on the Windows 365 page. During the move, you will see the status stating that the Cloud PC are moving to another region or network. The move is complete when the status changes to provisioned. And the end users can now sign in and continue from where they left off. Let's see how we can protect sensitive information on our Cloud PCs. The Screen Capture Protection and Watermarking feature helps prevent sensitive information from being captured on Windows 365 Cloud PCs and Azure Virtual Desktop session hosts. Though there are some prerequisites and requirements that we need to be aware of. The client must be a Windows 10 or 11 enterprise. We must use a remote desktop client that supports screen capture protection and watermarking. If you configure watermarking for Azure Virtual Desktop, you must also configure the Azure Virtual Desktop Insights. Before diving into my final demo, I would like to emphasize that these two features complement each other very well and will help organizations prevent users from taking a screenshot of the session. If the user happens to take a picture with a physical camera, then IT admins can scan the watermark QR code and trace the session's connection ID by using Azure Virtual Desktop Insights or Log Analytics. However, as you will see in a moment, the watermark QR code is really intrusive and will probably annoy your end users. In my final demo, I will configure screen capture protection and watermarking and show you what it looks like on a Cloud PC and how to trace the session's connection ID. We'll start by creating a device configuration profile for screen capture protection and watermarking. To create a device configuration profile, we will select devices and Windows under by platform, and then configuration profiles under Windows policies. Click Create Profile and choose Windows 10 and later, and the settings catalog. Then click Create. We'll give the profile a name. Click Add Settings, search for Azure Virtual Desktop in the Settings picker. And then choose Enable Screen Capture Protection and Enable Watermarking. Expand the administrative, that I could not pronounce. Expand administrative templates, sorry about that, and enable both settings. Leave the default configuration as is, but you can of course configure this per your needs. I'll assign this policy to my Windows 365 Frontline Cloud PC by choosing Add All Devices and a filter for Frontline Cloud PCs. Review that everything is correct and click Create. Let's verify the configuration on a Frontline Cloud PC. A few moments later. I've now switched over to my test device from earlier, and I've signed into my Frontline Cloud PC to verify that the device configuration profile has been applied. The first thing we notice is the very intrusive QR codes mentioned earlier. Let's try to take a screenshot of the session with the snipping tool. As you can see, it's just a black window. Now it is difficult for me to show you that I can scan the QR code with my phone's camera. However, the connection ID from the QR code is the same as the activity ID on the session's connection information. Oh man, this should have been the part where I would show you how to trace the Cloud PC session. However, as of now, I haven't found a way to do so. And what is described on Microsoft Docs is only related to Azure Virtual Desktop. I don't know if it's a bug or if Microsoft doesn't have a solution yet. But let me show you how this is done on a Azure Virtual Desktop instead. From the Azure portal, we'll go to Azure Virtual Desktop and click Insights. And then choose the Connection Diagnostics tab. I will increase the time range to 7 days to have some more results. From the Connection Diagnostics tabs, we can find the session's connection ID. Another way is to use Log Analytics. So let's go to my Log Analytics workspace and select my resource group where the audit logs are collected. Now select Logs and run this query to trace the session's connection ID. And there you have it. With these final words, we are at the end of my session. Thank you for attending.